Hey there, welcome. It is time to set up for the new month. Well, it is already May. Actually, today is May the 3rd, so I'm doing my setup video kind of late. These past weeks have been very hectic, but here I am, nonetheless, ready to set up for a new month. As a very quick recap, I did Noche Buenas for December, cherry blossoms for January, this thing for February, oranges for March, cherries for April, and now avocados. And I always like to mention, you don't have to do the art stuff. I always like to have on the left side the days of the month for planning with a break to have a visual cue of how the weeks are divided. And I like to use the right side calendar for birthdays and holidays. So yeah, take whatever works for you. Okay, I'm very pleased with the way this turned out, actually. Again, I always go for kind of messy looks, squiggly lines. I do several passes with my pens to make it look like a sketch. And well, the month already started, but there are several events that I want to take note of, like Mother's Day, there are no birthdays in the family, but there was a holiday in here. And I think that's pretty much it. Now I check my Hobonichi weeks. This is where I do all future planning. And okay. 3rd, it was in the morning, so this is done. This is coming up. A doctor's appointment, 2 events at my kids' school. In here, I always like to use friction pens because I like being able to erase and move things around. And I think that's pretty much it for future planning. Yeah, okay. So this is my monthly cover page. Now we go to my monthly planning page, and over here my monthly cover page, which is this. For April, I used this paper and I loved the way it looks, and I think I'm going to stick with something like this, but instead of having my monthly cover in 1 page, I'm going to have it in 2 pages. Okay, for my weeklies, I have been working with something like this, and I've been liking it. Yeah, some weeks are busier than others, but I do like having this space. I use the right column for work, the left column for everything personal. If anything, I will make changes to this side. I think I would prefer to have my trackers on top and then blank space for just random notes, however I feel like, you know, jotting them down. In the past, I think I've been changing my weeks, my weekly spreads every month. For example, this is how I was doing them in March, work and personal. In February, I was adding some more in-depth trackers for a wellness challenge, and in January I did something like this. So I do like, I think this is where the bullet journal is at its best. You know, when you take the freedom to adjust your layouts depending on your workload, how much you have to do, or how many projects you want to tackle. This is the part where I'm most playful, my weeklies, because my monthlies have stayed the same for the most part. Well, yeah, since December they haven't changed. My weeklies, I do change them depending on what I need. So for May, I will stick to this. I did like having the planning page on the left side and the right side for my trackers and notes, all sorts of notes. So let's do that. Okay, so there they are. This is the first week of May, which I need to start populating now because I'm doing this setup kind of late. And yeah, this is open space for notes. And for the following weeks, I left the right page blank to use as I see fit, because I have been also changing my trackers. So I think I will be doing my trackers every Sunday, and then throughout the week decide how this page is going to be used. And that's something I've been doing for the past month. I usually do like a full weekly spread for the first week of the month, and then as the month progresses, I adjust the weekly spreads as I see fit. And I'm also leaving one page blank because I don't know if this last week, which goes from the 30th to the 5th, if I want to have it here with May, or if it will make more sense to have it with June. So I'm leaving the space for that. If I decide to do this week on June, this is open space for notes or to add sticky notes. I mean, actually, it doesn't worry me to have just 2 blank pages here in the middle of everything, so that's completely fine. Okay, as you can see, I already have some notes for May, and this was like a meeting notes, so that's it. That's why I like working with a bullet journal, or why at least for 2023 has been the best option for me. Okay. So for future planning, this space I have mentioned before, I don't really use it for future planning. In here is like my vision of what I would like to tackle each month. But for example, if there's an event happening or an appointment somewhere in the future, sometime in the future, that goes in my whole in 2 weeks. But if I would like to make a trip on October, or if I would like to visit family on December, I write it down here, like I would like this to happen on this particular month, and then I can plan ahead. That's how I use this space. And the bottom space, I have a record of, you know, last time or when something important happened. For example, when I started a health challenge, a wellness challenge. What else? When I went to the doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, all of that. Like those dates that I would like to reference, I write them down here in the bottom. So this moves over here, and actually here. Okay, and I had expected this notebook to last till June, so I have space for my monthly spread for June. Then I have this. If I decide that I want to do July, I can just remove this and have July in here. And because yeah, I still have plenty of space. Like this is the cover of May, and I don't think this is even the halfway through the notebook, or barely halfway through the notebook. So I think I could fit the whole year in here. So I'll see how I adjust this notebook for the coming months. Okay, so this is my cover for May. My weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4. An extra spread in case I want to add a 5th week, and then my monthly notes. This is how it's just that over here I have some personal notes, but this is how my notes have been looking. This is how my weeklies have been looking. I like to have, you know, infinite space to spread as much as I see fit or as little as I need. And I'm very happy with the way this is looking and the way this is turning out. I tried at the beginning of the month to have something like this, but while I did appreciate having some days set up in advance for just to write things I wanted to do maybe 2 days from now or 3 days from now, it felt very constraining. I do like having just open space to spread out however I need to spread out, or just add as much notes as I wanted. Like, yeah, I know I didn't use this space, but I don't know, everything felt so cramped. So that's why I just did the first week like this. And I decided to go back to these kind of dailies, which I love. Like, this is pure joy. So that's the latest on my bullet journal. I'm housing it inside this chic spiral cover. By the way, I need to add this one. So May. Okay. And there it is, another month. So far I have 6 months in here. I don't have the tab for December because it was a kind of like a trial month, and I only wanted to have the tabs for 2023, but so far I have 6 months in here, and I'm barely halfway through this notebook, which is fantastic. Also, I mean, I have been writing like lots of notes, but not as much as I have in the past, so maybe that has contributed to this notebook lasting as much as it has. Okay. There it is, and I hope you find this video useful. If you have any, this is from my kid's toy. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get back to you, and I'll see you in the next one.